Mehta, Director of Elixir Equities, is now with us on the show. Dipan, is Olectra Green Tech a stock that you track? It's a manufacturer of EV buses and insulators. They'd gotten into a partnership with Reliance to manufacture hydrogen buses.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dima, and thank you for having me on your show. We are not tracking it as yet, but it's so much in the news that maybe now it's worthy of being tracked. The only issue is that they're sitting on massive order book position, no doubt about that. But the actual execution is very important, and so far, that we're not completely convinced on that. And it's not that the stock is exactly available at attractive valuations. So first of all, you have the execution risk, and you have very high valuations. So these are the two factors which kind of keep us slightly cautious on the stock. But no doubt, I think the way the order wins are coming through, at some point of time it will get interesting. But as I said, I think this is a new business, even for Olectra, even for all their customers as well. And being conservative investors, we'd like to see the exact outcome of these orders before we can start investing in a sizable manner in such a company.
Okay. By the way, I remember Nigel telling us at the start of the show that he's sticking his neck out, saying you'll either get 50, 60 points on the upside or perhaps on the downside towards the lows of the day. The bulls will be very happy to see that the move, I think, is more on the upside than on the downside. There you go. That's coming up over there. So 172 from the Nifty. The low was 17,324 to be precise. So, Nigel, not too bad, though the bank Nifty, I don't know what's with the banks.
Even before we came on the show, I told you that, right? When we were having the chat on our digital platform, what moved the market, that the bulls will have some hope if we can end closer to around that 200 DMA. And as we speak, we're just around 9 points away from those levels. So it's a decent recovery from the lows. Maybe the bulls will feel all is not lost. You didn't want to have an ugly last start of trade. So for the time being, that's playing out pretty well. So I think if you're a bull, you'll be a little bit happier with the last 10-15 minutes of trading action.
Absolutely. Dipan, I guess whether you're a bull or bear, you'll just be happy this day and this week is wrapping up, right? So much is going on. You tell us. There's been a bit of a mini sale on the Lal Street today. Have you been punching in buy orders? Have you bought anything today?
No, Survi, I think we're just watching the screen and it's getting so unpredictable. 2 days ago, you thought that, the markets, would rally further from these levels. And then today we have this kind of a correction which is in place. So it's very difficult to call the market, and there's hardly any news flow. So we are following what's happening overseas. We all know what the problems are: higher inflation, higher interest rates, and that's having an effect on equity valuations. And even the FI flows are not steady. Some days they are positive, some days they're negative. It's not that it's one-way street even as far as those flows are concerned. And on the whole, I think we all know that the earnings season is good, and corporate profits will remain strong. India's economic prospects are great. All of that has got a bit priced in. But the real wild card in this thing is inflation, interest rates. And I don't think people have a handle on that, which is why markets trading at these levels and perhaps moving sideways with a slightly downward bias. And give it a few more weeks and we will have a more clear picture. But for the time being, I think it's just better to just wait and watch. Anyway, our earnings season is coming up. So better to see what the managements have to say and what the quarter has gone by before making any fresh decisions.
It seems for the time being, tiptoes it is the Nifty gradually making its way to that 200 DMA. Hi, Dipan. Dipan, before we let you go, I want to do your view on the logistics space. And a couple of stocks, now we talk about the markets being jittery. VRL Logistics, one of the stocks that popped up on my radar. That's up close to 20% in the last 1 month or so. Your view on the logistics theme and VRL Logistics, if at all, the stock currently as well as at the high point of the day?
Hi, Nigel. I think VRL Logistics is available at very attractive valuations, and they have done some restructuring and sold off some of the non-performing business as well. From that point of view, I think it has become attractive. And road transportation per se, I think, is picking up well because economic activity is doing better, and with so many highways and the kind of road construction which has taken place, the four-lane highways certainly benefit road transportation companies because they're able to turn around their assets, which are their trucks, much faster. And on the whole, I think logistics should do well, but there are very few stocks one can really buy. I thought Container Corp was a great story, but That was more on the basis of privatization move over there, but that has gone into cold storage at this point of time. Other than that, I think there's all cargo logistics, which has done well, but we don't get the kind of visibility in earnings as far as that company is concerned. It's a complex business model as well. So intuitively, while logistics should do well in an economy like ours, which is growing, but when it comes to identifying the specific stocks, I think we are coming up with nothing really major where one can start to put the money to work.
Okay, do stay on, Dipan. Need to slip into a very short break, but here is a quick programming note. Our weekend special Editors Roundtable is coming up at 4:30 p.m. today, and let's get you a sneak preview on what are the big themes that are on the show today. US banking stocks have seen their worst days since 2020 in last night's trading session. What led to this sell-off? What impact is it having on the global markets? We'll get you the global setup. The focus will also be on the metal space as brokerages stay bullish even though global slowdown fears persist. Tata Motors IT services arm Tata Technology files a DRHP with SEBI. Tata Tech will be the first IPO from the Tata House in 19 years. We'll get you the details on everything that you need to know. We'll also put the spotlight on the big block deals. There have been deals worth $4.3 billion in this quarter so far, and the quarter is not done just yet. How many more can we expect? A detailed explainer coming your way. So don't forget to tune in into CNBC TV 18 at 4:30 p.m. today.
Indiabulls Housing